So, good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Shanti Verma. So, this is a 3-day workshop on time series data analysis using the R programming. So, uh, as you know that the every second the world generates data. Okay, like the stock prices rise and fall. There are various weather forecast data of temperatures change. There are business record sales and the aircraft data set of carrying the million of passengers across the globe. But how do we understand the patterns hidden inside the data over the time? So the answer lies in the time series analysis. So that's why for analyzing the data, for analyzing the rise and falls of businesses, for analyzing the business data over the period of time, we required a time series data analysis. Okay. So let's first understand that what is time series data. So basically, the time series data is a collection of observations that are recorded at a regular time intervals. Unlike the ordinary data, time itself plays a crucial role here, and each value is connected to its past, its future, and the moment it was recorded. So uh, these are the mostly regularly spaced data set where the time is an important factor, and we record this data set for finding the patterns that may include the trend uh, of the business seasonality or the noise in the data set. Now, the examples of the time series data are everywhere exist, like the stock market prices, the daily weather forecast data sets, and even the population growth data set, etc. Okay. Now, let's discuss the types of time series data. So, basically, the time series data can be classified in a multiple ways. When we observe only one variable, such as the temperature, we call it a univariate data set. Means there is only one variable. But when multiple variables interact over the time, it becomes a multivariate data set. And there is also another critical distinction is a stationary versus non-stationary data set. So stationary data has the constant statistical properties over the times, while the non-stationary data shows the trend, seasonality, or changing the variances. Okay. Now let move to how to use this time series data in R programming. So to analyze the time series data efficiently, the R provides various useful libraries. And these packages help us to visualize data, handling missing values, clean noise from the data set, and test the statistical assumptions. Okay. Now we have a different libraries like forecast for the time series forecasting, ggplot for the visualization, T-series for time series data set, Lubridate for the missing data handling, and T-Symbol for the uh, transformation of the data set. Now let's discuss one data set that is used, that can be used for the time series analysis, and that is a inbuilt data set. Actually, we can use two different types of data set for analysis. Either the data is a primary data or the data is a secondary data. Okay. So what is the primary data? The data that we collect itself and we decided that what are the different columns and rows in the data set. But the primary data takes a time to record. So mostly for the study purpose, we can use the secondary data set. So secondary data set can be recorded by another person, and we can use only that data set according to our requirement. Okay, so in the RStudio or the R programming, there are lots of the secondary data set is available, and one of data set is called a air passengers data set. Okay, so let's explore that what is the air passengers data set. So basically, this is a data set that records the number of airline passengers traveling every month over several years. Okay, and we can visualize this data set. We can find that what are the different statistical values of this data set, and how the time is plays a important factor while performing the uh, time series analysis. So for that, we have to first load that data set, and for loading the data set, we can use this data air passengers. Okay, so this line I already means I am going to show you the whole code, but this is the way, this is the syntax for loading the data set in the R script. Okay, now to visualizing the data set, there is a plot dot ts, that is a time series data set. In that you have to pass the data set, and this main is gives you the name of the graph that shows the monthly airline passengers, and this displays the time series using the R base. Okay, now this gives you a very basic visualization. For advanced visualization, you have to use the ggplot2 library, and uh, in this you get a professional analysis that requires a more refined visualization. So we can use ggplot for same, and we convert uh, our time series data to a tidy format and visualize trends the more clearly. I will show you all with the help of the script also. Okay. Now, uh, when we are performing any time series analysis, our main motto is to find the pattern recognition. Okay. So most times the time series data consists of the four main components. Uh, The first is a trend that shows the long term movement, and the second one is a seasonality that captures the repeating short term patterns in the data set. The third one is a cyclic behavior that reflects the irregular long term fluctuations. And the last one is a noise that represents the random variations. So these all four is a very important part while we are discussing the time series analysis, because at last of the any analysis, either we are working on trends, either we are working on seasonality, or the cyclic trend, or the noise, or we can use all of them. Okay, so uh, while we are going to use any data for the analysis, we have to first understand that data is ready to use for analysis or not. So mostly in the real life data set are not perfect for the analysis. Okay, so it might be possible there are missing values that may appears due to the sensor failure, due to either a human error or a data loss. So this R programming allows us to intelligently estimate these missing values And for that, we can use the interpolation techniques and ensuring the continuity in our analysis. Okay. So we can also perform the handling missing values. Now, uh, how to make a data stationary. So there are many time series models that requires data to be a stationary. And to achieve this, we apply some mathematical transformations such as the logarithmics and the differencing. And mostly these techniques stabilize the variances and remove the long-term trends, making the data suitable for the modeling. And for that, we are going to use the same air passengers data set and convert that data set or transform that data set in a logarithmic form and check that what we find the difference in the logarithmic value and the normal values in time series data analysis. Now let understand that how to one second. Okay. Now let understand that how to do the performing the missing values using the interpolation techniques. So you find here this NA values. So these NA values are considered as the missing values. So we have to fill this missing values on the basis of some interpolation techniques. There are various interpolation techniques, mathematical formulas are there. And on the basis of that, we can fill that value and check that the interpolated series and the means original series, what is the difference between these two series. Okay. So basically, the seasonal data set, if we have a seasonal data set, for example, such as the monthly temperature records, often requires a statistical testing also. And for that, there are one test that is called the augmented Dickey-Fuller test that help us to check whether a time series is stationary or not. And if we found that the data is non-stationary, then we have to transform that data into a logarithmic to make it in a usable form. And it might be possible that sometimes entire time periods are missing from the data set. So for that, there is a library that is a testable that we can identify and fill these gaps inserting the consistent time indexing. Okay. So let's work on the RStudio and check how we can perform the different time series analysis. So basically this R is a open source software, okay, that used for the different types of data analysis, different type of machine learning, data visualization, time series analysis, and different types of the deep learning algorithms also. Okay, so I am going to give you an overview that how to install first the RStudio. Okay. So for that, you required a internet connection, and I am just searching in the Google that install RStudio. Okay, so there is a two thing. One is a R, and second is a RStudio. Okay, so what is the difference between R and this RStudio? RStudio is a graphical GUI based software that provides you working in a script. Means script means multiple command you can execute once. Okay, but if you are working in a R, that is similar to the RStudio, but You cannot means run multiple commands in one attempt. So for that, for programming purpose, mostly everyone is working on RStudio, not R. Okay, but yes, you can also work in the R programming. So this is a post-it, download RStudio. Okay, so I just click on that. Then there is an option, download RStudio. Okay, I already have the setup. Okay, here there are two versions. That is the install R, then install RStudio. Okay, so if you are a very beginner, that then you have to first install the R and then install the RStudio. It is compulsory that R version and RStudio versions are compatible to each other. If not, then RStudio is not working. Okay, so it is compulsory. So for that, first install the R. Okay, then if you are working in the Linux, you can download R for Linux. If you are working on Mac, then Mac software is available. And I am working in the Windows, so download R for Windows. Okay. Now install R for the first time. Then the version of R is of 4.5.2. Okay. You can see this download start to begin. Okay. If any doubt, you can ask. No, this is not correct that R is used for the data analysis and R for programming. No, both are same, but the interface is different. R is a CUI, means command user interface, and RStudio is a GUI, that is a graphical user interface. Okay, and both are used for the data analysis, machine learning, deep learning, uh, and time series analysis also. Okay. Now, when you are completed this R, then you have to install this R. So I am not disturbing my R version. So you have to, this is a exe file. You have to just double click on this exe file, then next, and this R is installed in your system. Okay, please do it. And after installing this R, you have to download RStudio. Please first install R. This is a step-by-step process. First, you have to install R in your system, and after that, you have to begin downloading the RStudio and then again install the RStudio on the system. Everyone, RStudio, R installation is complete. Okay. I hope everyone installed the R. And after installing this R, when your RStudio download is complete, this is also a exe file, executable file. You have to just double click on that file, RStudio. And again, the process is next, next, next. And if there is any terms and condition, you have to accept the terms and condition. And after that, you can get RStudio in your system. Okay. So please complete this process. Otherwise, we cannot work. If you have any problem in installation, you can just tell me here also. Okay. Installing, you have to just either you can find a icon of RStudio in your desktop, and if not found, then you can search here also RStudio. Excuse me. And you can get this, and you have to just click on open, and this RStudio window is with you. Okay. Now, to open any script, okay, there you can see in my system there are lots of the scripts are already opened. Okay, so for example, uh, if I want to open any new script, so you can see here this is a new file. If you click on this new, this R script, you can get this new window. Okay, and here you can write your own code. Now if you want to save this file, so there is an option, this save current document. And for example, here I write the name time series 1. And the by default, it save any script here with the extension R, and just click on the save. Okay. You can see this name is a time series 1.r. Okay. Now, to write any script, uh, means if you work, means simply work basics of the R, then R is basically a interpreter. What do you mean by interpreter? That it runs the line one by one. Okay, so it gives you the overview that you have to run each and every line one by one, means line by line. Okay, so while running any code in the RStudio, you have to understand that the whole script is not runs one. You have to select all the lines, and then you have to perform the or run the script for the analysis. Okay. Now, for time series analysis, as we already see, we required some libraries. Okay, so there are two options. Either libraries installed automatically when we open our RStudio. For example, here you can see a one tab, that is a package. You can find this type of some window. Okay, so I delete all the history. Okay, so this is this type of environment you can find. So here there is a one option, that is a files, the plots, packages, help, and view. So in the if you click on the packages, there are two options, install and update. and these are already installed packages. Okay. So if you have the package already with you, don't need to install again. Okay. But if you don't have the package, you have to install the package. So for example, let's I first check that this forecast is available with me or not. So I search here forecast. Okay. So you can see this forecast is already available with me because I already installed in my R environment. But yes, if you are first means first time work in the RStudio, you don't find this forecast. Okay. So for that, you have to write this install.packages. That is a one command to install any library. Okay. Now we have not one library, we have a multiple library. So if you have one library to install, so you have to just write this forecast. Okay. If you have only one library. Okay. But you have to think that why I write here C. Okay. So basically, when we have a more than one parameter to pass in any command, we have to create a vector. Okay. And in R, for creating a vector, there is a function C that we have to use. So C is a one function in which we have to pass all the different libraries that we required. Okay. And as these libraries are in the form of the string, so we have to pass this in a double quotes. Okay. And if I run this, for example, I put it a comment and I run this. You can see these are running. And you can see that package successfully unpacked, package scales, forecast, traceable. These all are downloaded successfully. This time I already only run this one line, okay, because my cursor is in this line only. If I want to run multiple line, I have to select multiple lines. This is the same, means I don't found any error in downloading this traceable. You can see here, this is a successfully unpacked. And if you are finding a problem, then you can write here again. And run this line only. Actually, I think you just copy and paste these. So I give you these list of libraries for loading the different packages, not for installing these packages. For installing these packages, you have to write this command. Okay. And after installing, you have to load that packages. So the process is first to install the packages and after that load the packages. Understand? Okay. So now we are ready uh, with the installation of packages required for the time series analysis. Okay. Now, as we already discussed, we are going to use this air passengers data set. So let understand that what is a air passengers data set. Okay. So I again repeat that this air passengers is a inbuilt data set. There is a one repository of data set that is available in the RStudio, and we can use that data set for the study purpose. Okay. So the name of the data set is a air passengers data set, and to load that data set we have to write data air passengers. Okay. Now if I run this code only, you can see that this command executed successfully. Okay, means this data loaded successfully. Okay. Now if I want to access that what is the data is, means what the data is. So for that you can write here So if I want to run these two line, I have to select this two line and click on run. Okay. Now to check that visualize the data set for the basic R visualization, I use here a plot dot time series, pass the air passengers data set. Here the title of the graph is a monthly airline passengers, and for that the parameter is a main. For the x-axis title, there is a one a parameter that is xlab, and for the y-axis parameter there is a ylab, and these are the titles that we can give. Okay. And now if I run, you can see this data set. Okay, this graph. So this is a graph that we can generate with the help of this plot dot time series. In the x-axis, you can understand in the x-axis there is a title year. In the y-axis, you can save also this. So in the x-axis, this is a title year, y-axis passengers, and this is the name of the graph. That is a monthly airline passengers. So this is a basic R data visualization. This is not advanced. Okay. So if we want to do the advanced visualization, we have to use this ggplot visualization. Okay. I already told you this is not a data file available with us. This is uh, our repository file, and we have to just pass the name of the file. Okay. And as this is a repository available with R, it directly loads all the data set available in the air passengers data set. We don't have any Excel file. I means in the tomorrow session, I will explain you that how to build a own CSV file, how to load the CSV file, how to perform the time series analysis in our own data set. But today I am using the secondary data set, not the primary data set. Okay. Okay. Now for the advanced data visualization, as we already installed ggplot and load this ggplot. Now, if we want to check that ggplot is installed or not, just write here ggplot. You can see this is a ggplot and this is a description that create the elegant data visualization using the grammar of the graphics. So this is the advanced data visualization in the R. Okay. And for that, uh, we required this T-Sybil library also for means converting the data set and transforming the data set in a better way of the representation. So for that, here I am taking one variable. This is a variable name. You can take any variable, and this is a assign symbol. So in that case, you if you are not familiar with that, you can use the equal sign also. Okay. And this is a air passengers data set. And what is this? We are converting that data set as the T-Sybil format. Means it convert the data set in a logarithmic format. Okay. Now for plotting the data set, we not using the original data set. We are using the transformed data set. Okay. And that data set is available in this variable. So in the ggplot function, we are passing this data set, transform data set. If you can see here, we pass directly the air passengers data set, means it's the original data set. And this is a transform data set. Okay. And this AES gives you a line in the graph. Okay. And where the index of X equal to the index and y are the different values in the this ap.tsybil data set. Okay. And these are for the just for the giving the title of the graph, x-axis of a title and the y-axis title. Okay. Now if I run this whole code, you can see this. In the first, you don't find the all different years, but here you can find a better visualization as compared to the basic. Okay. You can compare both the figures also. So the first figure, so if I run this first code, Okay. Actually, there is a figure margin problem. That's why we cannot see that what are the different changes. No problem. I will explain you that how to give the margins in the data set. Okay. Okay. Now let's discuss that if we have any data set that having the null values, how to remove that null value and make data set clean. Okay. So for that, I have first. Okay, no problem. I will share you also the whole script at the last. Okay. Now let understand that how to handle the missing values. So for that, we have to first create a one time series data set. So here, the name of data set is a ts underscore na. Na means null values. Okay. And again, I use this equal sign for assignment. This ts is for the time series data set. C is for the vector. And here I write some data, that is 100, 105. These na means the missing values. Okay. Now if I write ts underscore na, then you can see that how this data set look like. You can see that this is a time series data set. Start equal to 1, end equal to 7 means there are 7 values. The frequency is 1 means the no data is repeated, and the values are 100, 105, na 120, and these are okay. Now I am using some interpolation technique for the removing this missing values. So for that there is a one method, that na dot interrupt. Okay. So these method uh, remove the missing values and fill the na with some new values. Okay. So if I write here, this is just for printing. Okay. So if I write here and run, 1 second. Okay. You can see now you don't find any missing values. So our data in the third data set is na. So it replaced the third with the 112.5. And again there is a means sixth data set is also na. It fills with the 122.5. Okay. So this is a interpolation method. that removes the missing values from the data set and make data set smoother, so that when we are plotting any graphs with the help of the um, replaced data set, we don't found any differences. Okay. Now, um, after cleaning the missing values, we have to check that this data set is clean or not, and is there is any outliers in the data set or not. So for that, there is a method that is called TS clean. Okay. So it cleans the data set and also gives you the uh, understanding that there is a uh, any outliers in the data set or not. Okay. So you can see here there is a one method that is an interpolation method that we can use. There is a second method that is called TS clean that we can also use for removing the missing values from the data set. Okay. Now there is a concept of the stationary data set, means transform the data set into a stationary form. So for that, you have to first convert the data set into a logarithmic. So this is a log function, and this is the air passenger data set. It converts the air passenger data set into a logarithmic form and stored in a variable that name is a log underscore ts. Okay. Now, if you want to find out the difference between the data set, then there is a method diff that give you a difference of the logarithmic data set. Okay. Now, with the help of this difference data set, if you want to draw a plot of the air passengers data set, you can also draw. Okay. So you can see what is the difference. You can see this difference. So first, the graph we draw that are not transformed data set, and this is a transformed data set. So it is a difference. You can find the fluctuations more in the data set when the data set is a normal form. Actually, when you analyze both the graphs, in the y-axis there the values are very high, and the difference or the range of the x values are very high. So if you want to normalize the x value, because we cannot normalize the y x values that because these are the time values, but we can normalize the y values. So here you can see the normalized y values are lies between 0.2 minus 0.22 plus 0.2. Okay, so the range of data set is small. And if the range of data set is small, there is a less chances that data is fluctuating more. Okay, so if it is not compulsory that you have to transform the data set, but if the data required to be transformed, you can transform with the help of this logarithmic and diff uh, methods. Okay, understand? Now, uh, if you want to give the frequency value by self, in the first case, you can see that it takes the frequency 1 by self and interpolate the time series data set. Now, in this, you can see that I create a one vector, time series vector, and these are the values where there are two null values are there. But here I also passed the start, that is a 2020, comma 1 means 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and frequency equal to 12 means there are 12 months. We can see that every 12 months the year changes, so the frequency is 12. If you see here, it gives you a frequency 1. So what do you mean by frequency 1? That month means 1 month, 2 month, 3 month. But here the frequency is 12 means it's a month, means yearly data set, not monthly data set. Okay. And if you want to plot this data set with the missing values, you can plot, and after that you can interpolate the values and then plot the interpolated time series data. So let's check that what is the difference between interpolated value and original values. So you can see 2020, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. Okay. And now if I plot the interpolated data, one second, not refreshed. Okay, so this is a GG plot that we cannot see on that time. You can see this is a GG plot. Okay, so the visualization of this graph is good as compared to the basic R plot. Okay, and okay, now if I run this code, you can see the line is not breaking, means the values are filled. Okay, and if I plot this, you can see there is a break in the line. What do you mean by this break? Means there are some missing values. Okay, and after cleaning the data set, the missing values are removed and you can get a straight line. Okay, so this is also way to clean the data set. Now check how to clean the outliers from the data set. So first we are going to create some outliers in the data set, and after that we are going to remove the outliers. Okay, so for that I first stored all this air passenger data set into a variable. That name is a air passenger underscore modified data set. Okay, and this gives you the 10th column of this data set. And here I convert this 10th column data set by multiplying the data into 3. Okay, means the data is changed totally. And after that, I am going to draw a plot. Now let's check. So you can see this type of graph you can find where there is a series with the artificial outlier that we are going to create the outlier and plot the data set. Okay. Now I'm going to clean the data set using the TS clean that I explained earlier, and pass this AP underscore modified data set, and again draw the time series plot with the AP underscore clean data set. Okay, means the clean data set. So what you find difference? You can find the difference. In the clean data set, there is a not very much fluctuation in the data set. While if the data set is not clean, you can find the different outliers in the data set. Okay, so if you feel or if you observe there is any outlier in the data set, you just clean the outlier using this TS clean method. Okay, understand? Now, how to work on the seasonal data and the stationary data. So there is another one data set, that is a NOTAM data set. Okay, so that data set having the weather data set, which records the monthly temperature data set. So first we load the data set, and after that we just visualize the data set and find the trends in the data set. Okay, means this is a seasonal data set, so we have to find the trend in the data set. Okay, so this is a monthly temperature data set. You can found that there is a very much difference in the data set, and this data set having the time from 9020 to 9040, and the temperature you can observe between the 30 to 65. Now we can apply the augmented Dickey-Fuller test to convert that data set into a seasonal and the stationary data set, and then we can find out the difference that what is the original data set, and after applying this augmented Dickey-Fuller test, what is the difference in the plot. Okay, so first we when you want to apply this Dickey-Fuller test to convert the data set into a seasonal and the stationary data set, the method we can use is a ADF dot test, and here you have to pass the name of the data set. Now you have to find out the difference. So for that there is a method diff, and here you have to pass the data set and store into another variable, that is a difference variable, and plot the time series graph. Okay, so you can find here this y-axis, the temperature is changed in a range, means data is transformed, and you can find the better difference or the seasonality as compared to the previous one. Okay, so it is not always compulsory to transform the data set to apply any type of normalization in the data set, but yes, the normalized data set is more accurate for the data analysis. Okay, okay. Now let's understand that how to what are the different methods available to detect and remove outliers when we are creating data set by self. So I am using here a one method, that's set.seed. So what is set.seed? So basically in the random sampling, okay, when we are generating the data set, every time when we are running the script, we get a different data set. Okay, so it is very difficult to analyze or observe the different data every time. So if you want to generate the random data, but you don't want to change data every time when you are running the script, then you can use a seed value. If yours and my seed value is same, we get the same data set. Okay, so for that, we can set here seed. You can see set seed any value, any integer value. You can take it's 1000, you can take it 10, you can take it 100, you can take it 1 2 3 4, anything. Okay, you can take as a seed value. Okay, now to generate a data set, time series data set, I take a one variable sales. This is a time series function, and here this is a vector. Now what is R norm? R norm is a normalization method that generates a different random values between 20 to 100 in the range of, and how many values? 10 values. Okay, now these are the fixed values, and again I am using this R norm where the range is 10 to 100 and the difference between the value is 10. Okay, and here I take a frequency 12. Now if I print the sales, what we get, you can see in January you get three different values: February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So how many values you have? These 10, 10 means 20, and this 2 means 22. Okay, so 3. Okay, now if you want to plot this data set, what you get? You find this, that between 2.5 to 3, there is a high peak in the sales. It might be possible that sales data having the outliers. Okay, because I give this value 300 and 400. Okay, now we can clean the data set, and after cleaning we can draw the time series plot. What you find the difference? You can see there is a no highest peak because it removes the outliers from the data set. And this can be done with the help of this TS clean method. Okay, so if you found any unfortunate value, any value that not fitted in the data set, in that case you can use this TS clean method to remove that outlier and normalize the values. Understand? Now, how to fill the missing time period? So in every case, all these different cases, we found that value is missing, but time is not missing. And if there is a time is missing, that how to fill the missing time periods. Okay, so for that we require this dribble method. And here you have to pass that what is the date format. Here you can see the format is a year, month, and day. Okay, so these are the different time periods, and there are three values. If you see, this is a 1/1/2021, 1/3, and 1/4, and the corresponding values are 100, 120, and 130. And if I print this, what we can get, you can see this is the dates, and these are the different values. And what is the size of this table? That is a 3 by 2. Means there are 3 rows and 2 columns. Okay. Now, to fill the gaps, if there is any gaps in the data set, so to fill the gaps, there is a method, that is a as table, where you can pass the index equal to date and fill the gaps. Okay. Now, if I run this, what you can see, one second. Okay, so here you can see that it is by the date. You can see here, this is a 1/1/2021, this is a 2/1, this is a 3/1. So, means we have only 3 values. Okay, so in the 3 months, means 1, 3, and 4, all the different dates that don't have the values are missing here. Okay, so you can fill this missing values and generate the data sets. Okay, so for that we can use this method, that is the interpolation method. Okay, this not work on the array like data structure, means it's not work on the data frame. It works on a single dimensional array only. Okay. So it generates the automatic dates here. And if you want to give the data to the different dates, you can give in this format only. Okay, so for that you have to create another uh, vector, and in that you have to pass the different values. Okay, so in this way we can clean the data set, we can find the outliers in the data set, we can generate different time series plots with the help of the ts plot.ts. Okay, so these are the different basics for the time series data set. And in today's session I am using only the secondary data set for the analysis purpose. In the next session, I am going to use the primary data set and explain you that how you can create your own data set and analyze that data set using the RStudio. So if you find any doubt in that, you can ask me. And meanwhile, I will share you the script. I will share you all the script means in one file only, and you can select the code and run the part you need to run. Uh, Please don't run whole script at once because it overlaps all your plot. Please run step by step as you see in the session, so that you can get idea that what is running behind the data set, how the data set are transformed, how the data sets uh, uh, means change the visualization, and what you find the differences in the data set also. Okay, so if you have any doubt, uh, please let me know. You can follow any books that are better for the time series analysis for means theory purpose only. But for the programming purpose, I don't found any specific books are available specifically for the time series, because mostly are for the R programming, basics of R programming, and how the different packages are used, what is the role of ggplot and all that. So But yes, for uh, uh, means practicing the R, you must have to clear the R basics first. Otherwise, you don't understand that what is going on. If you have any means uh, any problem with programming also, then you find the difficulty that what is going on you don't understand. Okay, I already sent the code. There is only one file, that is a day1.r. Whole code are available in that R file. But to run that file, you need to run this with the help of the RStudio. So first install R and then RStudio and then run this file. Otherwise, if you just double click on that file is not opening. Okay.